time it is. Marvin Devine, Hoover, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, Axel, and Hoover, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the
Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Kidney Hub East Africa. I am your host, Steve Belcher. Kidney Hub East Africa, those of you who don't know, is an informative podcast series where we tackle issues dealing with kidney disease. And today we're going to dive into a topic that affects millions of people, and that's kidney disease. But we're going to talk about the common myths of this disease. And help me to do that, as always, is our kidney brother from Kusuma. I'm about to say Nigeria, but I better not say that. From Kusuma, Kenya, none other than our brother Moses Kennedy. Let's give him the VIP co-host intro. Brother Moses, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Brother Steve. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Yeah. I'm really glad today to have been woken up strong and energetic for this show.
You look refreshed.
Oh yeah. And I know you will get used to this new terminology, Kisumu, from Kisumu.
Kisumu, yeah.
Yeah. I know it's a new terminology, but you will get used to it. Don't worry, don't mind. Yeah, so my name is Moses Kennedy, your Kidney Ambassador, and I am your co-host.
Yes. How was your week? I know you had dialysis yesterday, Saturday.
Yeah, it was really great. I was able to eat my way the right way. So I'm really energetic. I think I
Yeah.
tend to believe that nutrition comes before medication.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Nutrition is very important, and it has to be the right nutrition.
Ah, yeah.
You can't go out and eat like chips, hot dogs, pizza, all these foods that's processed and high in sodium, high in saturated fats, sodas. I mean, that's not a nutritionist meal. So
Very
you're
true.
right, Brother Moses.
Very
Nutrition is
true.
very important.
Very true. Especially when you are on dialysis and you maintain the high level of protein that is needed. I tell you, you will gain some of your strength. You will definitely notice that there is strength.
Yeah, Brother Moses, before we start the show, I was just sitting here thinking, like right now on social media, I can see how many people are tuning in or watching from, Facebook or YouTube. And we had two people come in and leave out. Now is nobody watching. And it had me thinking, we broadcast this show far as we put out advertisement. I'm sure you've seen the advertisements I put out. We've been on maybe like 3 Sundays in a row. We missed one, but we consistently been on more Sundays than we haven't. And if you look around on social media, okay, other than Uncle Jim, okay, and he's Kidney Warrior that does podcast show, Uncle Jim, every first and last Friday of the month. I'm not sure his schedule. But other than that show, which he talks to people who have had transplants, who are making a difference in the kidney disease world here in the United States. Other than that, there's no other show or podcast, or well, let me say broadcast, live broadcast. So I can't talk about podcast as far as radio, okay? I mean audio. But as far as live broadcast, there's no other show like this. And you would think anyone who is new to kidney disease or who is dealing with this that don't understand it or having some issues with it where they can pretty much talk about what's going on with them to someone who's dealing with kidney failure such as you, two, to someone like myself who's dealing with stage 2 kidney disease and also a professional with 40 years doing this. And so it just intrigues me that there's not more people watching this broadcast of something that they can have something to call their own. This broadcast is not mine or yours. This is something you and I decided to do to help kidney warriors in East Africa because of the lack of knowledge. But in a sense, not just people in East Africa, but anyone that's dealing with this disease could, and their caregiver or family member could benefit from this. What are your thoughts on that? Where you may see a lack of turnout or a lack of activity with a disease that is the ninth leading cause of death in the United States, and we clearly know that there's not a lot of kidney disease education. And here we are Sunday morning, taking our time out of our schedule to try to educate people that's either dealing with this disease or in dialysis or about to begin, and their family members. Your thought before we start the show?
Yeah, very true, Steve. I've seen you've noticed that, the uptake of social media, especially Africa and here in Kenya, is really poor when it comes to educative content. And it is really consumed when it is purely comedy and that kind of stuff. So when it comes to educative content from all aspects or walks of topics, then you will realize that it is not only Kidney Hub East Africa that viewers are few, but it is just a replica of other subjects that are of important, that are normally discussed on social media, and people don't even pay attention. So we'll think about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you hear so much about, oh, there's not enough talked about kidneys. I used to hear like years ago, there's not enough education about kidney disease. There's not this. And so I decided to create a kind of like a media outlet called Urban Health Outreach Media. Okay. And you can go to that Facebook page or YouTube channel and see hundreds of shows we did over the years, people we interviewed, topics I talked about. And so today we're going to be talking about one topic that, again, a lot of people don't seem to know about, and that's kidney disease, but the common myths of kidney disease. Brother Moses, I'm sure you heard it. Drink more water and your kidneys will work, or do this or do that. Or you see the social media posts about drink this tea and it will reverse your kidney failure. You've seen this before, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Especially, uh, this subject is really less discussed because everyone has a solution, including any form of concussion, actually here, and even it is toppled up with even faith-based. Somebody tells you that you can fast and we can have prayers for your kidneys to be healed. So these and many more factors leads to this misconception about this disease, CKD. And now it is really very important, if for those who are watching, you will get to learn that actually these are just a mere wash from other angles from the social media. For example, you are told if you take maybe 5 liters a day of water, it is just being put in a blankly like that if you take 5 liters of water, then you can reverse your kidney. I mean, notwithstanding that one could be having other underlying factors. All right. So I guess, Steve, this subject is very important.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's get on with it, because I know people want to hear the myths and what on. So let's talk about it. So kidney disease affects millions of people worldwide. And it's a serious health condition as well. And in fact, there unfortunately are several myths. Okay, we're going to talk about 6, but there are several myths and misconceptions surrounding this condition that can lead to confusion and misinformation. So well, I got tongue tied for a minute. What we're going to try to do with this show is try to debunk some of these myths, okay, by providing you with accurate information to better understand this condition. So let's talk about myth 1, okay? Myth 1, kidney disease only affects older adults. Now, that's, again, that's a myth. In fact, while it is true that the risk of kidney disease increases with age, it can affect people of all ages. We see kids born with congenital defects or someone born with a condition that impacts their kidneys. That's kidney disease right there. You go to the children's hospital, you see kids on dialysis. You see babies on dialysis. You go to outpatient, you see people on dialysis. You got 9 out of 10 people walking around with kidney disease and don't even know it. So it can affect people of all ages, including children and young adults. Now, certain factors such as high blood pressure, diabetes, family history, and certain medications can increase the risk of kidney disease at any age. Brother Moses, over here, they have, and I'm sure over in Kenya too, they have what they call nephrotoxic or kidney toxic medication. You got medications like contrast dye. When people go get certain x-rays, they got to drink a dye. If they're allergic to that, that can knock out their kidneys. You got ibuprofen, Motrin, certain antibiotics. So kidney disease just don't affect old people. You hear some people, oh, that's just a disease for older people. No. You walk into clinics today, you see all ages, and you go on TikTok and social media, you even see it more. What you got to say about that, Moses, about myth 1 that kidney disease only affect older adults? In fact, while it's true, again, that the risk of kidney disease increase with age, it can affect all people of any age. Your thoughts on that?
Very true. Majority, especially where I come from, they tend to believe that this disease is basically for the aged. And when one walks into one of the units, at least you will meet 2 or 3 children under the age of even the age of 15 years. So it is true that when you are at 60 years, at your senior age, then the risk increases. However, there are other factors that, regardless of your age, can put you at a more risk and even to develop CKD. I've seen many a times stigma towards this disease is also accelerating such myths, because people do not want to talk openly about CKD, and they end up getting nothing but myth based on their own thinking. Back to you, Steve, Brother Steve.
Thank you, Brother Moses. I was off camera addressing our followers on TikTok, and I'd like to thank our followers on TikTok for consistently tuning in each Sunday and checking out Kidney Hub East Africa. Now, let's talk about myth 2, which you hear a lot. In fact, we mentioned it in the beginning, and that's drinking plenty of water can cure kidney disease. I don't know how many times I've seen it on social media. I hear people talking about it when somebody say they got kidney disease or they got something going on with their kidneys to drink more water. It's crazy. But let me give you the fact. Staying hydrated is important for overall kidney health, but it cannot cure. I repeat, it cannot cure kidney disease. Once the kidneys are damaged, they cannot fully recover. And that's what we try to get across to people. Once the kidneys are damaged, I showed you the picture on live. If you saw the picture of the kidney on TikTok live and showed you the tiny blood vessels. Once they are damaged, they cannot fully recover. Adequate hydration can help prevent certain kidney conditions, but it is not, and I repeat, it is not a cure for existing kidney disease. That's why you see people say, okay, I tell people, they say you drink more water, it'll go away. I say, okay, go ahead and do that. And then go get tested and see where your numbers are at, see if they go back down. If you at stage 4, you got there from 1, 2, 3, and now you at 4. Now, what can you do when you think about this logically? If your kidneys deteriorated from stage 1 to stage 4, how are they going to regenerate back up to stage 1 when they're already damaged? What tea or herbal supplements or what prayer is going to take that from stage 5 and reverse it, move back to stage 2 or 3? Now, if you're in a situation where you're in an acute phase, where you got some other conditions going on that can impact the kidney function, and once that condition is resolved, you could possibly recover some kidney function, like in COVID. You had people had COVID and had to do dialysis, and then next thing you know, some of their function recovered and the doctors took them off. And then you got people that weren't that lucky. So drinking water is not going to cure this. Any thoughts, Brother Moses, on this myth too? Drinking plenty of water can cure kidney disease.
Oh yes, it is. I guess, Brother Steve, here it is the most common myth, because you are told when you drink water, it will flush toxin from your blood. But again, it is not guided. This idea is never guided. That is why it still remains a myth. that if you drink more water, then you can reverse your kidney function. It is not true, simply because how much water we need depends on an individual and so many factors like weather and even activity. So this should be really guided by your nutritionist, and you get to know what amount of water you need as an individual, not just taking water in plenty. One gulp, you take a bottle of water, drink it all, and then say it is healthy to drink water. No. Actually, drinking water, as much as I know, it should be concurrently, just a sip at a time, a sip at a time. You don't gobble all 1 liter at a time, that in the name of saying that water is healthy. Oh no, it doesn't work that way.
And that's unfortunate, because a lot of people who are not really educated about kidney disease, and they hear this, they may think it may work, and they constantly drinking water, and they don't see any impact. In fact, they may do more harm than good, because they may add on to the swelling. They may put more work on the kidneys. So please, guys, myth 2, drinking plenty of water can cure kidney disease, is a myth. If you think you have kidney, you watching this show and you think you may have kidney disease, or you do have kidney disease, or your family member, you're a caregiver, please take heed to this and go see your healthcare provider. So let's talk about myth 3. Only people with a family history of kidney disease are at risk. Only people with a family history of kidney disease are at risk. Now let's get the fact on that. While having a family history of kidney disease can increase your risk, it is not the sole determining factor. No. In fact, you got people say, my parents didn't have kidney disease, and now Nate may have it. Like, how did I get it? Oh, I have diabetes. Yep, because diabetes is the leading cause. It's the leading cause, not the only cause, it's the leading cause. And then hypertension is right behind it, high blood pressure. But again, while having a family history of kidney disease can increase your risk, it's not the sole determining factor. Other risk factors, such as high blood pressure, as I mentioned, diabetes, obesity, smoking, and certain medications, can also contribute to the development. I didn't say have, but the development of kidney disease. So again, just because you're overweight doesn't mean you're going to have kidney disease, but it could be a determining risk factor in the development of that disease. May not be now, 5-10 years later, you're going to ask, who is it? It's kidney disease. Let me in. So it's important to be aware of these risks and take necessary precautions. Got people probably watching the show right now or come across it or flip through it. They got high blood pressure and diabetes type 2 that are in denial. You can't do nothing if you're in denial. If you went to the doctors and they said you got diabetes or high blood pressure, we need to do something about it, and you walk out that office being like, I don't feel anything. That's why they call it a silent killer. Because you're not going to feel anything until it's too late. Brother Moses, your input.
Well, when one of your members has kidney failure, or CKD, it is true that it doesn't purely mean that the entire family can will most likely get CKD. It is possible that one individual in a single family can be exposed to other external factors away from family-related issues that developed maybe acute kidney injury that could lead to kidney failure. So yes, it is not necessarily that when you have family history, then you will get kidney disease.
Yeah, and let me I was just thinking about something. We didn't even talk about individuals who deal with sickle cell disease, lupus, and other conditions that leads to kidney disease, kidney failure. We haven't even talked about that. So this disease, kidney disease, is serious than what a lot of people may think. Okay? It's a lot more than what people think. And so that's why you have to be armed with the necessary information. And that's where this show comes into play. We may not be no big organization or these platforms that have 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people. But as long as this information get out there, that's fine with us. Okay, Brother Moses, so, and we know that family history plays a part because you got polycystic kidney disease. A lot of people who are not familiar with kidney disease may not even heard of polycystic kidney. Like, what are you talking about, polycystic? Well, that could be passed down from your family. A lot of people find out they have it, didn't even know. Maybe you didn't know your father or your mom or however you was raised, and one of them passed the trait to you. They didn't know it. You just know they passed away from kidney failure. But it was from polycystic, and you got it, and you didn't know. You don't find out until your kidneys start hurting or passing blood in your urine or whatever impact or effect or symptoms that polycystic causes you to go seek medical attention. And you find out, you're like, I didn't know. So yes, this disease can be passed down by form of polycystic kidney disease and probably some other genetic conditions. Okay? So let's move on to myth 4. Kidney disease does not show any symptoms until it is advanced. The fact, that's a myth. The fact, kidney disease often progresses silently. Silently. That's why he says it's a silent killer. And symptoms may not appear until the condition has reached end stage or an advanced stage, like stage 4, 5. Now, however, there are early warning signs that should not be ignored. Should not be ignored. These include changes in urination pattern. If you used to urinate 4 or 5 times a day, now you find yourself urinating 3 times a day or 2 times a day. You need to go get that checked out. Blood and urine, persistent fatigue, swelling in the ankles or face, and high blood pressure. If you experience any of these symptoms, it's crucial to go seek medical attention promptly. Let me repeat that. A lot of these signs and symptoms may not appear until the advanced stages of kidney disease. Remember, there are 5 stages. When we talk about the advanced stages, we're talking about 4 and 5. Now in 3, I call that the halfway point, because 9 out of 10 people have stage 3 kidney disease and don't even know it. These are where some of those early warning signs could come in that shouldn't be ignored. And they include, again, changes in urination pattern, blood in urine, persistent fatigue, always tired, swelling in your ankles or face, and high blood pressure. Brother Moses, did you experience any of these symptoms when you found out you had kidney disease?
In fact, I did experience last minute symptoms. And, you know, I've been experiencing just three or 2 that I overlooked. This was fatigue and those anemic symptoms, sudden blackout, completely loss of strength. And then there was this change of urination, because I will travel by bus 4 kilometers, a distance of 4 kilometers that takes about a journey that takes about 4 hours. And then over that journey, you realize that you haven't peed. You haven't peed. So, and you have taken maybe about a liter of water, including other drinks like milk, all right? And that is how I overlooked those symptoms. I didn't know anything was happening. I didn't know. Sometimes I would go work out in the gym, but the next day I'm as tired as always. Or I wake up very morning, instead of having my strength, I'm already quite tired. So these are symptoms that should be a red card, an indicator that something is not happening well with your kidneys. And the reason why sometimes it is being called a silent killer is because these symptoms sometimes can suggest other conditions. Like here in Kenya, they are quite the same as malaria affected person or TB, and if your primary doctor or your primary health care does not have that high index of suspicion, then definitely you will keep on suffering, because they will be treating, either if it is not STD, they keep on treating malaria, which is sometimes it is not there, and you keep on buying time. Time goes and progression goes on. And that is why it is quite important that you take that proactive measure to ensure that any single slight changes in how you pee, or when you feel loss of appetite, then it should trigger something unto you.
You're right. You're right. And I didn't think about that. Like you said, over where you're at, kidney disease may mimic other conditions and they're treating other conditions, and your kidney disease is progressing. And so they're missing the kidney disease, but they're treating for something else.
Very true.
Wow.
There is also a question there by Ronald Kipto. He
Yes,
says,
I was going to read that. He asked,
okay,
what's that about family history? Is there a genetic predisposition as far as kidney disease is concerned? And we just talked about that, that polycystic kidney disease is a genetic condition as much as other genetic conditions that we're not familiar with right now. But polycystic is one for sure that's out there. But there's a lot that affect the urinary system. And once the urinary system is impacted, it could possibly impact the kidneys. Like if there's a blockage in one of your ureters, or, where if it's a blockage, it could back up urine. Urine has waste, back it back up to the kidneys and cause an infection. So yeah, good question, Ronald. Thank you for watching the show and engaging with the show, with the questions. And see, this is what this show is all about. People engaging in real time, asking questions one may have about this condition and seeking measures and information that can possibly help them in their journey with kidney disease. So myth five is dialysis is the only treatment option for kidney disease. Now, in some places, that may not be a myth. And what I mean in some places, like where Brother Moses is, well, let me read this. The fact is, while dialysis is a common treatment for advanced kidney disease, it is not the only option. Depending on the stage and cause of kidney disease, other treatments such as medication, lifestyle changes, and dietary modifications may be recommended. In some cases, a kidney transplant may be necessary. Now, look, when you get to kidney failure, there are several treatment options here in the United States. Okay, let me address that first. Here in the United States, you got transplant. That's an option. You got peritoneal dialysis. That's a treatment option. You got in-center dialysis. That's an option. You got home dialysis. That's an option. You got nocturnal dialysis, which is at night. That's an option. And then you got conservative therapy, which is no dialysis. That's an option. Okay. So you have about like 6 different treatment options to choose from. Okay. Now, where Brother Moses resides in Kenya, for some people, dialysis in center is the only option. Okay. If you're not possibly of a certain class or status, and you have the means, financial means to have a machine at your house or fly out to the UK or the United States and stay for a while to find a kidney. A lot of people don't have that option. And so dialysis would be the only option over there. But Brother Moses, talk about treatment options in Kenya. You're best to talk about this than anyone else. So please talk about that and the benefits and the risk of just having limited dialysis options.
Well, it is quite true that we have limited treatment option. That is in-center hemodialysis. So basically, if you are lucky to find a donor, then the next option is a transplant, which also comes with some challenges when you begin this process. Now, the most common remains in center. Why? Because number one, even if you do a transplant and you are not able to buy drugs, anti-rejectory drugs, then it means your graft will definitely fail, because you have to just dip into your pocket and pay it personally. That is why sometimes kidney transplant becomes a challenge option. So you better just remain on dialysis, as long as you could. So that is the sad state of it. However, those who have done transplant and are able to afford those drugs, to them, they are living almost a near normal life. I've seen one that goes back to the gym and does some workout, and you can never know that he has a kidney transplant. So yes, it is true, we are limited with those options. It is purely dialysis and dialysis.
Well, Brother Moses, even here in the United States, while some people may want to get a kidney transplant that's on dialysis, they too may be ineligible, whether it's from maybe having cancer, maybe calcification, or maybe any other, maybe obesity, or any other situation, that medical situation that may deem them ineligible to receive a kidney transplant. So that's unfortunate, because they too will have to remain the rest of their time on dialysis. Okay. And so if one has to be on dialysis for their entire life, then I'm sure there would be certain information want to know to make this, I don't want to use the word pleasurable, but make this to a point to where they have a quality of life. So, and that's why, again, that's one of many reasons why Kidney Hub East Africa is here. Because you have one host that's undergoing dialysis treatment, and the other host, myself, that deals with stage 2 kidney disease and work with patients that are undergoing dialysis. So I'm seeing both worlds. Fortunately, I'm managing my stage 2. I'm doing everything in my power to keep it right where it's at. Okay? Now, as I advance in age, I'm sure numbers may creep up a little. I'm 59. So who knows? But the point is to do what you can to maintain a quality life, no matter what treatment option is available to you. Okay? So, myth 6. Myth 6, the last myth. Kidney disease is not preventable. Kidney disease is not preventable. Fact. While certain risk factors may be involved, I repeat that. While certain risk factors may be beyond our control, there are steps one can take to reduce the risk of kidney disease. Okay? Certain things are beyond our control. When you're born with the polycystic trait, that was out of your control. You're born with a certain condition, you had no control of it. But there are steps one can take to reduce the risk, again, of kidney disease. One, maintaining healthy lifestyle, including regular exercise, a balanced diet, managing blood pressure and blood sugar levels, avoiding smoking, and limiting alcohol consumption. They all can contribute to kidney health and reduce the risk of developing kidney disease. This is just a little. We know that there's many. You got healthy supplements out there, healthy diets, herbs and plants. But if you're going to go that route, you have to do it early and make sure you do your research on the supplement or herbs that you may ingest. Because some supplements are bad for the kidneys. They got it right on the NKF website. Or you can Google herbal supplements that are bad for the kidneys. It's going to pop up or lead you to their website. So you got people taking certain supplements and don't even know that it's harmful to their kidneys. doing more damage than good. That's why you can't take anybody's, when you see these ads for reversing kidney disease or stopping doing that, do your research before you actually start taking the product. And I would have serious questions as well. But this disease can be preventable, especially if you got diabetes or hypertension. Just because you have it doesn't mean you can get kidney failure. However, make no mistake, diabetes and hypertension are the two leading causes of kidney failure. So if you're not doing nothing to prevent, then it's a possibility that you can end up with kidney failure if you got diabetes or hypertension. So again, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Now that's if you're watching this and you're not on dialysis. Even if you're on dialysis, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, what I'm about to talk about applies as well. But if you're not on dialysis and you got kidney disease, stage 1, 2, like myself, 3, 4, even 5. And if you're not on dialysis, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, including, now that's with the permission, if you're at stage 5, 4, and you're having symptoms, you may want to talk to your kidney doctor or your primary care physician about starting to exercise. But again, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, which includes regular exercise, a balanced diet. The diet could be keto diet or Mediterranean, kidney. But that diet should include reduced sodium, kidney-friendly foods, low in saturated fat, low in cholesterol, all the above. It can even be plant-based. Then manage your blood pressure, managing your blood sugar levels. Again, avoiding smoking and limited alcohol consumption can have a great impact. Brother Moses, your thoughts as we come down to our show, ending of our broadcast.
Well, basically, we cannot talk about all the myths that we have. The list is endless. I just want to add that it is very important to remain active and have a balanced diet, you know. Maybe if you smoke, quit smoking, reduce alcohol, you know. The list is endless. But I know that there are good habits that we can cultivate into our daily routines to basically improve our health. However, regarding this myth is simply because we do not want to try as much as possible to get information, and getting right information, not just any information, getting right information from the right source. So, Brother Steve, I tend to believe that it is true. We have to basically just change on our habits, lifestyle, you know, all that, and in touch with our medical team, or in any case, your primary health care should always be in touch with you to give you any form of info that you need.
Absolutely. Or they could come here to Kidney Hub East Africa and get information as well. But look, understanding the facts about kidney disease is essential. It's essential to this broadcast. And prevention, early detection, and proper management can go a long way. Okay, it can go a long way. Now, today we kind of debunk some of these common myths. And what our hope is to promote awareness and encourage individuals to take proactive steps, okay, to maintaining kidney health. Now, remember, always reach out to your primary care physician or healthcare professional for an accurate diagnosis, treatment, and guidance on managing kidney disease effectively. We can't stress that enough. We can't stress that enough. So this has been a great show today. Very, very informative. Brother Moses, do you have any last words before we end our podcast?
Oh, yes. Very importantly, continue recognizing the importance of getting tested, because if you are tested and detected early enough, then the progression definitely can be stopped or delayed. For example, Brother Steve, you talked of you are in stage 2. I know you are managing with the right drugs, the right treatment, lifestyle, and diet. And that one will delay or, even stop it from progressing. Now, the same applies to everyone out there. It doesn't matter whether you are with kidney disease or not, or you are healthy. It is quite important to get tested. And we shall continue calling that. I am your co-host, Moses Kennedy, your kidney ambassador. And thank you very much for watching.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for that, Brother Moses. You're right. I'm definitely managing it. In fact, after the broadcast, I'll probably be going back to the gym. I've been almost every day this week, but not every day, but I've been pretty much exercising and working out this week. More cardio than weights, because the breakdown of muscle tissue has the urea and stuff in it, so that going through the kidneys could do more damage than good. So with that said, Brother Moses, I can't wait to come back next week with another great topic for our kidney warriors and family across the world. I pray that you have a great week, safe treatment. I know you go Tuesdays and Saturdays, correct?
Tuesday and Friday.
Oh, Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
I thought you go on Saturdays.
No.
Okay, Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay. All right, Brother Moses. Well, thank you for another great broadcast, and we'll see you and everyone else next week, same time, same channel. All right. Take care, everyone, and stand by for PSA as we end the show. God bless everyone and have a safe and blessed Sunday. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Darren. We have breaking news. More than 600,000 Americans have kidney failure. While the number of people with kidney failure is enormous, the number of people with its precursor, chronic kidney disease, is staggering. An estimated 31 million Americans, or about 10% of the US population. Diabetes and hypertension cause 2/3 of all cases of kidney disease. 1 out of every 3 Americans is at risk for kidney disease, and kidney disease is now among the top 10 causes of death in the United States. In addition, 9 out of 10 people with early to moderate kidney disease don't know they have it, putting their health in jeopardy. Are you at risk? For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org. The life you save may be yours.